If you're watching this video, you have probably shown interest in a website called the Complete Web DIY Course, and I'm going to write that down for you. Okay, so it's thecompletewebdiycourse.com, and there's going to be kind of like a sister site to this website, and I'm going to give you that web address as well. You'll need to write both of these down. This is somewhat of an acronym, TCWDIYC.com. And then on Twitter, it's going to be at TCWDIYC.com. And on Facebook, there will be a page simply named The Complete Web DIY Course, and there should be spaces between it. And then the official email address for contacting me regarding the course, I just set that up. And let me make sure I give you the correct one. It has been an extremely busy morning. So for email correspondence purposes, we're going to use this, and it's tcwdiyc@gmail.com. Okay, so that pretty much covers contacts. What's going to happen is the CompleteWebDIYCourse.com is going to be where the course takes place. And the way the course is going to work is I am going to, from the very ground up, build a website at this other address, tcwdiyc.com. And as I build this website from scratch, I'm going to post question videos, answer videos, free informative videos. There's going to be sample code, step-by-step instruction, and then there's going to be transcriptions of videos. So basically, anything that you hear me say in a video is going to be typed in text below. And as I am creating this course, I'm also going to be creating the website that goes with the course. So rather than spend a year developing the course and the videos for the course, I am going to spend a year doing this project and letting you do it along with me. So if you need to, go back and pause this video. Make sure you write down all these different links. And the next thing I'm going to do in order to introduce you to the course is talk a little bit about what you're going to need before you begin the course. And there's going to be videos that will help walk you through some of these steps, but you might be able to figure some of this out on your own depending on what your experience level is with this type of thing. And so let's begin. Okay, before I get into the details and the supplies that you need and the money that you're going to need, I want to talk just a little bit about websites and the internet and opportunity. My focus for this project is really set on having a positive impact in people's lives. I spent around, I guess I began maybe in the year 2008. I became really interested in how the internet worked and how websites were built and how search engines worked and all the things that go along with that. I started working from home as a single parent, and I wasn't receiving any support for the first 7 years. So from 2007 until now, when I'm filming this video right now, which is October 26th, 2015, I was working from home in a customer service type of position, doing contract work for various companies, and I became really amazed at the way that one person can connect with the whole world, and they can share a positive message, they can raise money for a good cause, they can communicate with people in their church, they can communicate with people in their field of study or their field of work, and if they provide some sort of service or they're creative and they sell some sort of product, they go from needing to painstakingly build, build customers and clientele in the little area of the world where they might happen to live. They go from that situation to having a website, and suddenly they can reach everyone in the whole world. That is a really incredible opportunity when you really truly think about it. And I have a really deep belief that everyone has something to offer. Everyone has some kind of skill or service or product or message, that's something positive that they can offer that will either benefit others or could help support their families financially or help them to further their education or help them to achieve some sort of positive goal in life. So when I set out with my studies and my personal research, I thought, I want to be part of this in some way. Maybe I can be a web developer. And so from 2007 until now, in 2015, I ordered countless used textbooks on Amazon.com. I would call and interview tech support teams from just all different kinds of websites. And I would try to talk, I would try to read research that I found online or read commentary that I found in forums online. And just, I tried to get all the information that I could. And it was a really tricky process because I was also balancing being a single parent for a large part of that time. So I was working overtime, I was trying to take care of my little one, and she has food allergies and asthma that sometimes, cause her problems. But she's really bright and just really amazing, and she is the joy and light of my life, to say the least. But it was really hard to make time to research something that I was interested in and still be a good, active, involved mom and a good employee and an employee that could, profit myself and the company. And I'm married now, and I'm very, very thankful for that because it's been the greatest blessing that God has ever given me, and my daughter as well. It's just incredible. So I want to give back. I want to do something positive. And for a while I thought, I'm gonna really work hard at this web developer thing. I'm gonna try and get customers and build websites. But then I started realizing something. There are so many hours in a day. And even if I do happen to have a few extra side customers here and there, the work is sporadic and I'm very, very busy, and it's hard to find that balance in the schedule. And I thought, what if I could be a web developer by teaching other people what I know? By honestly sharing all these years of research and skill that I have and sharing it in a way that is really easy to understand, really clear, really straightforward, concise, accurate, give sample code, have video tutorials, go step by step, so someone who was in my shoes, the way that I was back in 2007, 2008, could come across this and maybe in a year or less zip through it and be where I am now. I could save them all those years of trying to fight to figure this out, and it might help them launch a company. It might help them expand a family business. It might help them just do something positive for themselves or someone that they love or something that means a lot to them. And I think that in my search to try and learn about how to do these things, I found a lot of difficulty, especially studying independently, because sometimes the resources, when I would find books, you try to find books that are used but that are newly published, so they have the newest information. Technology is always changing. Authors sometimes are using different platforms than you have available to you to use. They use different kinds of software. So there were all these disconnects, and I had to fill in the puzzle pieces that were missing. But because I had to painstakingly go through that process, I now know how to do all this and make it easy, as well as easy as you possibly can. And I know how to explain it to somebody who struggles to learn it, who struggles to understand it, from the very, very, very bare beginner standpoint. So that's the purpose of this course. And I'm going to be very clear and straightforward up front. If you want to get the most out of this course, you're going to need some things in place to get started. If you really want to, take this course and follow it through and do exactly the steps that I'm doing. So, you're going to need a notepad and some pens, of course. Everything that you do, I want you to write down the day, the date, and the time, and then keep a page for that day. And just do a little bit at a time, okay? Keep really good records of logins, passwords, ID numbers, just any step that you take. Pause the video, take a note, keep good notes, and then consider getting something like this. Consider getting something like this. They usually have them for Walmart, about $7 to $9. It's a plastic, movable filing cabinet, basically. It'll help you organize other things if you don't already have one. But it's great for organizing this sort of stuff. You're also going to want at least 2 or 3 of these right from the get-go. This brand is SanDisk, and I would recommend a 16 gigabyte or a 32 gigabyte or larger for each one. It's got a basic USB 2.0 plug-in. I am using Windows laptops. I have 3 Windows laptops. Of course, the more powerful your computer, the better, but you don't have to have a really super powerful computer to do what we're going to do. But the more cores you have in your computer, and the more hard drive and the more RAM and the higher speed internet you have, the better results you're going to get. So without getting into too much detail on all of those specifications, I'm just going to try and leave it at that. That's how you're going to get your best results out of this. So whether you buy a computer or you rent a computer, those are the things that you want to look for having. And if you have any difficulty with those things, I can teach you how to troubleshoot them. You can contact me. I can try to help you as soon as possible. You can contact tech support for your service providers and things of that nature in the meantime. Okay, so we've covered memory sticks. We've covered notebook paper and note-taking. We've covered filing. And we've covered computers. I'm using a window-based system. The next very important thing that you're going to have to spend money on if you want to do this is you're going to go to a website, and I'm going to write down the web address, and I'm also going to give you a referral number, and you're going to want to write down this referral number. Okay. So, you're going to go to a website called www.oneandone.com, and this is your referral number, 449856692. I put some spaces in the numbers there just because it's easier to see, but it's really all one number. So when you call and you place an order, when you go to the oneandone.com website, there will be a customer service phone number, and you'll say you want to talk to sales and support and make a purchase. You want to say, I'm calling as a referral from this person, and this is their ID number. Sometimes this can help you get extra savings and special deals. So you're going to need a form of payment. You're going to need either a bank card, some kind of Visa or MasterCard, a credit card, something you can pay with. And when you call One&One, what I recommend that you do is you're going to set up one account at minimum, which means you're going to buy one web domain. So it can be any domain name that you want, and a web domain name is your web address. So if somebody said, what is the web address for Walmart? You'd say, oh, well, it's walmart.com, www.walmart.com, okay? That's a web domain. That's a web address, okay? So you can pick out any name that you want as long as it's available. If you have an idea for a domain that you really, really want to have, go ahead and buy that. Just realize that this is the domain you're going to be using for the course as you're developing your project. So if you don't mind if people see your work as it's progressing, cool. If you're concerned about people seeing it, then maybe you will want to buy a practice domain, something that people might not think to look for, you know, until you feel comfortable with what you've developed and built to display. So you're going to need to buy one domain name. That's about $14. You'll be billed $14 every year in order to keep that domain name in your ownership. When you're purchasing it by phone or online, you will probably want to select to register the domain name privately or anonymously. This just helps kind of protect some of your personal information. You're not going to be at any sort of considerable risk unless your content on your website is something that you don't want people to trace back to your home address or your billing address. So basically there's like, just like you can, let's see, real estate, like who owns real estate is kind of public record. So you can contact your city or county or state and say, you know, who is the owner of the property at this address in such and such a year, or who sold it, or who bought it. And they can look up that information. It's to an extent, it's public record. So unless you request for your domain address to be private, it's going to be a public record. And so anyway, it's just something to be aware of. It's not really a big deal. Okay, so you have your domain name, that's your web address. The next thing you're going to want to purchase is a hosting plan. And if you are on the oneandone.com website, this is the hosting plan that I'm going to use for the course. So it's what I recommend that you purchase. If you go to the web hosting tab, and then you'll see the words web hosting again in the menu, just web hosting. Then click on that again, and then you can choose from unlimited, unlimited plus, or unlimited pro. Ideally, you would choose unlimited pro, and you would choose to pay for 1 year of it at a time. That's exactly the setup that I'm going to use for this course to walk you through. I recommend this hosting plan because it's powerful, it's fast, it has the ability for you to expand in the future. If you have spikes in visitor traffic, like if all of a sudden hundreds of people visit your site and you have a video there that they want to watch, or images that are high definition that they're going to be looking at, Unlimited Pro is going to perform well. What is hosting? Hosting is basically renting space on a computer that is way better than yours, that is insured, and that is in some other place. That's it. It's a place where you store the files that run your website. And the files that run your website, you create on your home computer. And you're going to use mainly 2 types of free software. One you download, that's going to be the one where you create your files. It's incredible and it's extremely easy to use, and I'm going to show you how to do it. The other software that you're going to be using is either already in your Windows computer, or it's in a web browser. It's a website, you don't have to download it at all. And they're also extremely easy to use, and I'm going to walk you through it. So, let me think here. If you have all these pieces in place, then you're going to be ready to start the course. And what we're going to do is we're just going to build a website from the ground up. You are welcome to copy my code, do exactly what I do. That's the whole reason I'm doing this. I want to make it easy and straightforward. If you follow these lessons and you copy what I do and you set up your own website, then you can also have enough knowledge to where you'll be able to say, hey, you know, I would really kind of like it if this looked a little bit different in this spot, or if I added this here, added this there, or add this page that does this, or add this page that does that. And you'll be able to do that stuff. It's so much easier than people think it is. It just takes having a resource, a person that can explain it to you clearly and honestly and very accurately. So sample code, videos, text, everything I can give you to help you, walking you through it step by step. You're going to be able to complete this and build a website for whatever purpose that you need, within reason. We're not going to build Walmart.com, but if you are looking to have a site with images, or with text, or with multiple pages, with links to help you link to social media pages like Facebook, Twitter, Google+, quick contact, emailing buttons, photo galleries, video, all of these things you're going to have, and I'm even going to show you how to accept payments from customers on your website if you have a service that you want to provide. And then near the end, I definitely will show you this really neat feature inside of this Unlimited Pro hosting package, where you can password protect certain sections of your website. So you're going to be able to do a lot of amazing things. So I hope this is helpful to someone out there. I hope you give it a try. I hope you like it. Just don't expect this to be something you can do overnight. It's just going to be a project that I work on with you a little bit, hopefully once a week. And then once the whole tutorial is completed, the whole DIY course, it'll all be there on the website, so it will just continue to exist. So yeah, I hope you join in if you'd like. And I'm trying to really think carefully to make sure I'm not leaving anything out that you would need to prepare for the course. But that's pretty much everything. The two biggest focuses that we are going to have are HTML5 and CSS3. That probably sounds completely foreign to you. Maybe it's a little bit familiar to you, but it's really easy stuff. I'm going to break it down so simply for you that you're going to look at it and go, oh my gosh, like this is so easy. It's HTML5 and CSS3. It's just a collection of code, and that makes it sound hard because people think code and they go computer code, oh my gosh. But this is really the easiest part of the coding world. There's all these different coding languages, but HTML5 and CSS3, they're the easiest. They're the most straightforward. It's basically like little notations, like let's say you want to have an image on part of the screen, then you do a less than symbol, then IMG, which stands for the word image, and then you put an equal sign, and then you put quotations, and then you put the web address where the image is at. And then there's a little bit more code after that. So when people talk about code, it's just, that's what it is. It's a line with some notations, which are directions. And your Google Chrome browser, or your Internet Explorer browser, or your Edge browser, or whatever browser you're in, when you type in a web address, like Walmart.com, it tells the browser, go find the homepage file for Walmart.com. So it knows how to do that because it's like crazy, amazingly programmed. And it fetches that file, and it reads all the lines of code in that first file, and then it says, okay, I'm going to follow these directions and I'm going to display what it told me to display. That's how it works. That's it. And we're going to start really simple, and then we're going to slowly add things to it, and I'm going to explain everything step by step, and it's going to be awesome. So that's it. Okay, so there's going to be question videos and answer videos. My question videos I'm going to share on YouTube, and then they're going to lead you into the answer videos that are going to be hosted on the website, and I'll show you that one more time. It's the CompleteWebDIYCourse.com, and the answer videos are probably going to require some form of payment because this took me a lot of years to gather all this knowledge. I have a closet with like 40 books in it that are all related to me studying and researching this stuff. And we're going to talk about search engine optimization. We're going to talk about marketing. We're going to make sure that your website code is validated and that your website is even Google mobile friendly. And we're going to do this in the simplest way possible so that you're in complete control of what happens to your website. If you don't build your own website, if you hire someone to build you a website, say the website is going to have 1 to 5 pages, it's going to have images and text, you're looking at paying anywhere from $500 to $5,000 just to get that started. Usually you get maybe 6 hours of service support from the design and development team. Then after that, you're usually charged $100 per hour of work that they do for you. So if you feel comfortable with spending that kind of money and you have that in your budget, that's awesome, because that's definitely easier than doing it yourself. But you still have to spend a lot of time communicating to the developers what you want. And that's time consuming. If you need something simple and you want to learn to do it yourself and you want to acquire the skill, then you can take the course. Let's see, is there anything else that I need to cover before we really get started? Oh, we're also going to get into Google Webmaster Tools, which can also help you with your search engine rankings. And there's some tests we can do on the website to prove whether or not it's search engine optimized. We're going to do that as well. And of course, the course will allow you to have access to all of the answer videos. You don't have to do them all. You can just skip around to the ones you're curious about. So that's really nice and convenient. And let me think, try and think if there's anything else that I need to add in here. You may want to set up a PayPal account in case you want to accept payments from customers in the future, because the buttons that we'll add to accept payments from customers are going to be PayPal buttons, and I'll show you how to customize those. And I think that's about everything. I don't want to leave anything out. Okay. If there's anything you're curious about, if it's going to be included or not, just let me know. We're also going to add a page that will be a quick contact page, and it's actually a PHP coded page, but it's just like one really simple, easy page, and I'm just going to let you copy my code. There's one section of code where you have to modify it because you have to tell it where to send the message, and that's like a quick email contact page. But other than that, it's just super easy and straightforward. It just takes a little time. So I feel like I'm forgetting something. But again, if you want to contact me and say, hey, are you going to add this? Is this going to be part of the tutorial? Would you please include this in the tutorial or in some part of the tutorials? Just let me know, and I would love to help out. I guess that's everything. Okay, have a wonderful day, and God bless you, and I hope that this helps you in a positive way to achieve some goals. Have a great day.